Hello and welcome back to my channel, and today I will show you how you can make a tile movement game as the one you see here. So you can move one tile at a time, and you will have some simple boxes here that you can move around, and the black squares here is of course the walls. Yeah, let's get to it. So So the third thing that we'll need to do is to set up the player. So let's create a 2D sprite, and this one I will call player. Let's move it out a bit, and here we can use a white square that is a default square you have in Unity. And what I will use here in the draw mode, I will choose sliced, and you can see the standard one here is 0.32, and I will change it to 1 by 1 because with this script I'm using here is I'm moving one at a time. Remember the position here, to set it at 0, 0, 0 like this, again because it's moving one tile at a time. So if you have it like let me see here a second. Oh yeah, I have close this. So if I do this, then the script will not work. I will show that later. So keep it at as equal numbers. So here we have the player. Now let's duplicate that one and call this wall. And let's move it out here. So we will have -3. Make it black. Yeah, let's duplicate that one. Call it object to push. In my case, I'll just make it red. And let's pull it down to -3. Again, equal numbers. Then we need to, let's call this object to push. Now let's create the first script. So create C# script and call this player movement script, and attach it to the player right away so we don't forget it, and open it up in Visual Studio. And in here we will need to have some reference, and the first reference we will need to have is all the walls. So let's create a private game object, and this we need an array, and this will be for the obstacles, so like walls and whatever you can walk into that you can't move and will block you. And we need a private game object, and this will be for the objects that we can push around. So to find these in the game, we will have to say obstacles is equal to GameObject.find object to tag, and here we will find obstacles. And we can simply just copy paste this below, and this will of course be for the objects to push, and we will search for objects to push. So now we have a reference to all the objects, or the obstacles, and we have a reference to all the objects we can push. So what should we add now? Good. Now let's add the move, and our move here will be a boolean So make a public bool called move, and here we will need a vector2 direction like this. And first we will need to say if our math f dot apps and we need to take in the direction dot x, and if that is less than 0.5, then our direction dot x is equal to 0, else the direction dot y is equal to 0, and then we will direction dot normalize it like this. And the apps up here means that it will return the absolute value of the float. After we have done that, then we will create another boolean. I know we have a red arrow up here, but we will fix that in a second. Let's create another boolean. Let's make a public bool, and this one we will call blocked, and this is the obstacles, and this will take in a vector3 for the position, and then it will take in a vector2 for the direction. Sorry for that, position, and vector2 for direction as well. And here we will need to say that we need first to find the vector2 for our new position, and it's equal to new position. Vector2. And here we need, sorry, I just got lost. Our position dot x, and we need the position dot y, and plus our direction. And then we need to find what can block us. So for each wall, let's just call it objects in our obstacles. If obstacles, objects dot transform dot position dot x is equal to our no position, where did that go? No position dot x, and our object dot transform dot position dot y is equal to no position dot y. Then it will return true. Yeah, like this. Let's move it in here so it looks a bit better, like this. And we actually need to do the same for the boxes now. So for each, not the boxes, sorry, for the objects that we can push. So object to push, and we need to find everything in our objects that we can push. And here we need to say almost the same. So if our object to push dot transform dot position dot x is equal to our new position dot x, and object to push dot transform dot position dot y is equal to new position dot y, then we need to, let's see here, because we haven't made that script yet, because we need a reference to the, yeah, let's just do object to, not object to push, what should we say? We can say, let's call it object. Sorry. So here we'll need a reference to a script we haven't made yet, but we can just call it push and call it object push, and this is equal to push dot get component like this, and it will be called push. We will make that script here in a second. Let's create it right away so we don't get all these errors. Head back to Unity. Let's create a new script and call it push, and open it up in Visual Studio. If we are allowed, yes we are. Then go back to the other script, and you can see now it have a reference to the script called push. So sorry for that, we have push object to push, and here we of course need to object to push the one we have up here dot get component, and here we need to get our push script like this. And then we can say if our object to push and object to push dot move. Crap, we have not made we have not made that script. We will do that in a second. Sorry. And here we need to take in the direction. Then we will return false. Oh, sorry, return. Oh, I can't spell today. Return false like this. Else it will return true. And remember, when we go out here, we need to return false as well. So, oh, here I forgot an equal sign, I can see. Good. So this is what we need here. I know we have a red line underneath the move, but we will create that here in a second. We actually have it here, but it's because we're missing something in it. So what is it we're missing? We are missing, yeah, it was because we were missing the block function for this one, and we are missing the move function for this one down here. So after we have normalized it, we will have to say if the blocked, then transform dot position, and here we need the direction. Then we will have to return false like this. Else we will return true. False, we are missing this. And of course we need to do, so we can't move as well. So transfer the translate, and here we need the direction as well, like this. So now the error should have been gone. Why is it not that? Let's try to say move again. Hold on for a second. Let me check my notes here. Sorry, it's because we should take object push here and object push here. Dot. Oh. Object to push. Sorry for that. It was of course because we have not made this yet because it's on the push script. So we will create that here in a second. So to make this fast, if you go up here in the start, we can copy the two arrays, go to the push script, paste them here in the top, do the same for the start function, and this is the objects that can be pushed around. We need to find the same reference, and then let me see, yeah, we need a boolean here as well. So let's make a public bool, and here we got the move that we were missing in the other one. So vector2 direction as well we need for the box to move, and if the blocked sorry, it's a really confusing script because every booleans here in the different scripts are depending on each other, so I'm really sorry if it is a bit confusing. But we need to go to the player movement again and take all the functions we have here in the blocked and copy this as well and paste it below here. And then we need to do some small adjustments. So this boolean we can call object to blocked, and then we still need the vector3 position and vector2 direction, and we need the vector2 for the new position as well. And here we need the for each object and obstacles, and all this is the same because we can't move inside the walls with the box. The only thing we have to change here will be for each we can push. So if the object to push transform x is the same as y, then we simply just return true here. And remember to return false out here. Yeah, that was the only change we had to do here. And then up here in the move we can say if object to blocked, and here we will need the transform dot position and the direction. So if that is true, then the move will return false because it's blocked. Else transform dot translate direction like this, and we will return true. So let's save all this, both the scripts, we don't have any errors now, and head back to Unity. Sorry for all the confusion. It's really confusing when all the booleans are depending on each other. So on the player we have the player script. On the wall you don't need anything. On the object that you have to push, you need to add the push script. Now we need one more thing, and that will be the tags. So remember that they have to be exactly the same. So we need a tag for the obstacles, So let's add a tag, call it obstacles, and we need a tag for object to push. So let's add this. Now take the wall, or it's the wall, and add the tag obstacles, and for the one you can push, add the object to push. So now let's move my main camera up here so we can see it, and hit play, and let's see what happens. Nothing happened. Why was that? Let me see. We got the player. Did I hit the play button? Uh, 2 seconds. Of course, I forgot to set up the player so he can move. Sorry for that. Silly mistake. So we need a private bool here called ready to move. And in our update here, we will need a vector2 for our move input, and this is equal to new vector2. And here we need the input dot get axis. Get axis raw, and here we need the horizontal, and we need the same for input dot get axis raw, and here we need the vertical axis. And what did I do here? New vector2 input dot get axis raw horizontal. I'm missing a parentheses here, and we have one too much over here. And then we will have to say move input, and we will normalize the input. And if input dot scram, why did it do that? Move input dot square magnitude is less than 0.5, then we will say if we are ready to move, then ready to move is equal to false, and our move function, and here we need the move input like this, and else we will have to say ready to move is equal to false. True, sorry, true. And this is probably because I chose the wrong one. We need this one, yes. And why we are using this boolean is because if you're not doing that, then you can just hold down the button and you can keep moving. So let's save this now and head back to Unity. So now when we hit play, we can move around. If we hit the wall, you can't move through it. And if we find the box, we can move the box around, and you can push it up here and move it around. So I will just fast show you why it has to be whole numbers up here. As you see, we are moving. If I take my player and move him a little bit here, so it's 1.1 in this case, and hit play. Now I ask the player to move one square to one of the sides, and it works. But the problem is that now when I hit the wall, I'm inside the wall, so I can just keep moving through it. And the same happens with the box, because I asked if it's just next to me, but yeah, I'm moving inside of it. So let's set it back to 0. or whatever number you have, and now it works again, like this. Yeah, that was what I had to show in this tutorial. Thanks a lot for watching.